Really fast, couple other thoughts just because I find this so fascinating. I saw a poll recently. It was more than 40% of Trump voters said that California's votes shouldn't count for the popular vote.
What the fuck?
Not sure that your attachment to democracy is a little bit shifty there.
Look at how smug these lunatics are. They lose their shit. Clearly, you've never actually heard their arguments. I mean, the popular vote shouldn't even exist for the presidential election. I mean, they're so blind, they don't understand that culture plays a huge part in politics. And California, as a state, has a population bigger than most countries. This argument I'm about to make beats the dead horse. I've made this argument so many times. But without the Electoral College, California would almost decide every single election. And you're right, Republicans don't like democracy. They like a republic. The Democratic Party for democracy and the Republican Party for the republic. People don't want LA-inspired people to vote for rural towns and what policies they live under. LA and all the actors and actresses inspire most of the country, especially the state of California. Generally speaking, most celebrities don't know what it's like to be a middle-class American living in the country. And sorry for my gross-sounding voice, guys. I'm extremely sick right now, but not sick enough to stop me from laying the smackdown on the Young Turks.
This is an argument that I keep seeing, and Trump himself has made it on Twitter. Yes, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but if it was the popular vote that got people elected, Trump would have just campaigned in a different way, and then he would have blown her away.
Yes, precisely. Instead of going to those swing states, he would have went to the most populated cities and towns in the US. Campaigns change depending on the ultimate goal. Where you spend your money and where you advertise and who you speak to will ultimately change.
That is so lacking in critical thinking. As if we were to vote based on the popular vote, the only thing that would change is Donald Trump's electoral strategy. Is there some small chance that maybe Hillary Clinton would have campaigned differently too? People are such goddamn simpletons sometimes with these arguments.
What the fuck? He didn't even address the argument whatsoever. Oh, these people think the strategy would have changed? What simpletons? I disagree with you. Maybe there's a chance. Simpletons. That wasn't word for word what he said, but the same point got across. How stupid do you have to be to think that campaigning for the Electoral College and the popular vote would not be completely different? And you know what's really funny about this? They will explain how campaigning for the Electoral College and the popular vote, it would be completely different at the end of the video, and you'll see. But that's a valid point, okay? But he blows that off like a narrow-minded argument. Pathetic. He calls himself a political commentator.
Everything would be different. The whole system would be different. Hell, Bernie Sanders might be our nominee and our president now if that was the case. Everybody would campaign differently. And by the way, as we showed with the numbers from Michigan, Donald Trump wasn't good at getting people in the places he did target to turn out to vote. That's why he did more poorly in those areas.
That's extremely retarded. Donald Trump did poorly because he wasn't liked. And you know who had a similar result? Hillary Clinton. But how do you ignore the fact that Donald Trump won the swing states that typically turn blue? You know, like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin? And he didn't even campaign in Michigan and Wisconsin until the last week of the election. How are you going to play mental gymnastics to undermine that simple fact? This will be interesting.
Than Republicans in past elections. He just happened to squeak by with like 100,000 votes in the right 3 states. That's the only reason he won.
Yeah. That's the only reason anyone wins an election. Okay, good job, you numbnut. They both knew they had to win the Electoral College. Do I need to repeat that? The only reason why Hillary Clinton would have won is because of California. See, I can play that game too.
Back to California for a second. You know, conservatives get to say the most outrageous, insane things. Like, the most populous state in the country shouldn't count. Why? I don't know. I don't like them. They're Democrats.
Don't like them.
What the fuck? Okay. All right. Imagine if Nancy Pelosi came out and was like, okay, I don't think Alabama and Mississippi should count anymore. Fuck them.
Texas, piss off.
Right. People are like,
I like
what?
Texas. But
Wow, these are the most ignorant asshats ever. Conservatives get to say the most outlandish things. While yes, conservatives do say some outlandish things, but so do regressive liberals. Do regressive liberals not say outlandish things? Oh wait, you are one of those regressives, so you will then have no self-awareness about this topic whatsoever. Let's go over a non-detailed list, and most people will know what I am talking about. Alright, let's see. Safe spaces, rape culture, patriarchy, toxic masculinity, Islam is a religion of peace, racist, sexist, homophobe, xenophobe. Should I go on?
They're like, you un-American, how dare you? You see, this is how they insult the average American from the heartland, right? Okay, but California, us, a bunch of libs out
Screw 'em.
there. Yeah, they don't count.
Am I the only one who lost brain cells from that? You are the same people that 100% dismiss all of what most people call the flyover states. You love the popular vote because it undermines the republic and rural America. You get to advocate dismissing flyover states, but conservatives can't dismiss the land of plastic surgery and insecure actresses? Hypocrites.
Yeah.
No. Californians are just as American as anybody from Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, or anywhere else. In fact, they're a little bit more American than the guys in the South who are still flying Confederate flags, the flag of traitors.
Wait a second. Don't you guys defend burning the American flag? Do you call them traitors? Do you call flag burners traitors at all? Serious question. For a bunch of left-wingers, you sure are nationalists. But I thought you hated nationalists, especially white nationalists. And how is that even an argument? How is this related to anything? The video they uploaded has no freaking logic whatsoever. Also, a quick history lesson. America was founded on rebellion and founded by traitors. How do you think England felt about the 13 colonies and the Declaration of Independence? Americans are a bunch of traitors. Oh yeah, the flag we called the Confederate flag was inspired by a flag of similar design, but that was square instead. Still not the same flag, it was for a state, a single state. But I hope you all noticed that intellectual inconsistency the Young Turks just displayed.
So let's just be clear about that. So sad day for you, California still counts. In fact, every person in California should have the same exact vote as everyone else in the rest of the country, but because of our insane electoral college system that O'Reilly and the others now are in favor of keeping, let's keep that. It turns out it's not one person, one vote.
Yeah.
We should go back to the very simple concept of one person, one vote. So your vote in Mississippi counts just as much as the vote in California does.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys call everyone else simpletons. The popular vote undermines all of the flyover states and the republic. You simple-minded, dumb, fat, brown buffalo.
And it'd be nice if they'd campaign in more than 10 states every single election.
Yeah, and by
That'd
the
be
way,
cool.
if you're in those deep red states, they're playing you for a fool too. Because
They're
the
not
reality
campaigning
is,
for you.
yeah, they are never, ever going to come to Mississippi in a presidential election. Because you're so red, it'd be
point?
a waste of money. They're never going to come there. And they're never going to care about you, and they're never going to cater to you. Because if you don't live in a swing state, sorry, you believe in your principles too deeply, as does Rhode Island and Hawaii. So if you live in one of those states and your state's really red, you're going to get punished. The president will never give a damn about you. He'll never visit, he'll never campaign, he'll never make you any promises, and your vote won't count as much as people who live in a swing state. That system is insane.
And you think if we had a popular vote, that they would all of a sudden hit the deep red states and all the rural towns and counties? Is that what you think, Chink? Is that what you think, TYT? These guys are insane.